Scorpios, this is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. Let's get right into it. Let's get into your reading. Let's see what's in your cards. All right, Scorpios, let's go. First card out of the deck, Seven of Cups. All right. Here we have the Four of Pentacles. Somebody may feel like somebody got away with something. All right, here we have the Seven of Cups, or somebody may feel like you got away with something. Here we have the Four of Pentacles, the Nine of Swords. Here's the Justice card. Here's the Hierophant card. So it's two energies that are vain, vengeful, green with envy that either feel like you either feel like they got away with something, an organization, you may feel like they got away with something, or vice versa. Either you stop talking to them or they stop talking to you, but either way, communication ended. Communication has ended. The scales from your eyes have now been removed, and you're now learning how to be a little bit more conservative with your time, and you feel changed, liberated, and free. Somebody feels changed, liberated, and free, right? You moved on from something and learning how to be more conservative with your time, and you're no longer falling for the bait and switch. No longer falling for the bait and switch. No longer. You have somebody has just decided just to move on from something, you know, and stop being used as a pawn in a being used as a pawn in a game, in a chess game, right? By arguing with somebody. Somebody was trying to argue with you about something, you're like, nope. You're not being used as a pawn in the game. So you just decided, nope. Not being used as a pawn in the game, so you're not being a fool. The amethyst right there lets me know that somebody is focusing on healing their crown chakra, adjusting your crown, and you're saying you know you can do this. And here's the Three of Wands here. So I definitely feel like your motivation has changed. So because your motivation has changed, somebody is now, Source is actually going to speed up your prayers because your motivation has changed. Right. Here we have the Queen of Swords here. I definitely feel like you are on your throne. Just carefully vetting your thoughts from now on. Carefully just vetting your thoughts as you're closing out a cycle. And just remembering how alone you may have felt when you were with some energies. Like now somebody is starting to think just like when you were around certain energies, you felt but like you were by yourself anyway. Now somebody is starting to realize that it's like, okay, here you are trying to be fair-minded and even at the point of almost being indecisive, and you may have loved some energies, but you may have felt like, were you being a fool? You know, you're thinking that's like, you being a fool, you know, when you felt like you were by yourself, talking to them, being around them, you feel like you were just by yourself anyway. So that's what somebody is now like, okay, were you just that fixated on this organization, right? Were you just that fixated on just kind of sort of like your fixed sign, you know, were you just that fixated of just being just that fair-minded, or just being, because Libras are romantic sign. Were you just that fixated on being in love with somebody, or being that much of a romantic, or being that fair-minded to people that you love, like you just like you couldn't see it. So, and it was so much going on, so much of a circus going on, you couldn't even really see it. So, the universe is in your favor to just let you know that 2, 3 is 5, 5 is 10. That is two energies in particular. You're not falling for the bait and switch anymore. You're not falling for the bait and switch anymore. You're not talking to them anymore. You're not being used as a you're not playing any game in their chess. You're on your throne. You're closing out a cycle. You're closing out a cycle. Yep, you're closing out a cycle. It's like they have the same spirit. And it's like you've been foolish enough. It's like it's two organizations that you could be caught up in between. It could be two religious organizations, to people who could have Taurus in their birth chart, could be, you know, that you may have been indecisive about, but the universe fully supports you. Like, because some energies as a water sign was causing you to be bullheaded. It was really causing you to be like not wanting to see something for real. Like you just didn't want to see something. Your water, you did not want to see that these two energies were very stubborn, very dependent upon you, very imbalanced, very materialistic, very possessive of you, very lazy, very jealous of you. You just did not want to see it. Somebody did not see it until you moved, until the scales removed from your eyes and you moved on from something. Like, you moved on from something, like you outgrew something. Like you may have said, okay, I don't vibrate on that frequency anymore. Like you wanted to elevate, like you wanted to do bigger and better things. That's when you start seeing just how dependent these energies were. And so you start spending less and less time around those types of energies until you stop talking to those energies and somebody was being used as a pawn. It's like, wait a minute. That's when it hits somebody, like how alone you may have felt. Then, like I said, two of the types of energies start playing games. It's a type of an energy, like to play these little games, the bait and switch, right? Just say you're not falling for it anymore. You're not indecisive anymore. You're not indecisive anymore. Yep, the Lover's card. It was like you were dealing with lovers. Like you were dealing with a couple, some kind of a partnership in business, a partnership in love is coming across your path, but you have decided anybody who talks down to you or who accuses you of talking down to them when you know you didn't talk down to them or condescending to them, and you know it's dysfunctional and you know that they're lying about it, so it's just saying to you, you're not even gonna waste your time anymore. You are not going to waste your time anymore because you know it's some kind of a bait and switch going on. Somebody is being used as a pawn. Like somebody's not going to fall for that anymore. You know what I'm saying, Scorpio? Whether it's in your personal or your professional life, if somebody is accusing you, it's like, oh, somebody said you was talking down to somebody, and whatever, and you know good and well you didn't. It might lying on you or whatever the case may be. You're going to remove yourself immediately from the equation. You're not, nope, I'm getting away from that. No, I had nothing to do with it. Or somebody's talking down to you like you nothing, you're removing yourself from the equation. Somebody's saying that you're a dark witch or whatever the case may be, you're removing yourself from the equation. Or somebody is accusing somebody else of dark witchcraft, you're moving yourself from the equation. Because that's a projection. You're just removing yourself from the equation because they're saying the same thing about you. Here's the Dame of Pentacles. Because what somebody's really trying to establish really is like, what team are you on? That's what they're trying to establish. What team are you on? Right. That's what they're trying to establish. What team are you on? So you have enough information at this point. You have a wealth of knowledge at this point. But at this point, you're subject matter expert. So you're just grateful that something is behind you. You now know that nothing is sacred, that nothing was sacred. The conversations weren't sacred, that the interactions with you weren't sacred. Nothing was sacred. Nothing that you thought everything with you was sacred. Nothing was sacred. Nothing was sacred. So now you just stop talking. So whoever you may have been in a partnership in business or partnership in love, yeah, they were so busy saying that you were the one that you were practicing dark magic. They were recording everything to try to blame you for something. Like they were calling you either a witch or warlock, something they were saying to you. You were into some kind of dark magic and they were recording everything. So it's just saying there's no more conversation. Your whole life, it's like no more time given to them. None. Or you were talking to somebody. So here we have the King of Swords. So yeah, you're cutting off conversation. When really it was a projection because they were doing it. So Trying to project it onto you. And that's where the arguing came in, because it's like, okay, the arguing, like they're playing a game of chess. They wanted you to prove to them that you weren't into something, wanting access to your home, want to look around and see what you got going on in your house, trying to assess certain things, trying to listen to what you're saying, wanted to see what your setup was. So if you're on social media, if you're online, trying, that's the background I saw. I mean, just all kind of, can't be trusted. So now you know. So now somebody is getting, we got the Queen of Wands here. So now somebody is, and they were determined. They were absolutely determined. So you're no longer falling for the bait and switch. But the bottom line is now you're determined to sit down and write out your blessings, like write out so if you were indecisive at all at the end of this cycle, make a firm decision. There is nothing there's nothing else to talk about. There's nothing else to talk to them. Don't talk to about them. Nothing. Just they're gone. Here we have the Queen of Wands here. Leave the bridge burned, but move on. The Queen of Wands, you want to find out what your Jupiter is, and you want to find out what your moon sign is. You can go after you pull your birth chart. We have a link for birth charts below. You don't need your time of birth, but find out, put together your gratitude list. So you replace all worrying, doubt, all that with the gratitude list. And then also, because somebody has Taurus in their birth chart. There's two people who have Taurus in their birth chart, like Sun and Moon, Rising, Venus in their birth chart. Somebody has Sun, Moon, Rising, or Libra in their birth chart, who treated you like you were a fool, that you're practicing some kind of dark magic somewhere. And all of them are in a relationship. They in some kind of a business partnership together or romantically linked together. And so sources saying the universe is in your favor, trying to tell you all of these things. And they're just they live in a toxic environment. They all partying together, drinking together, doing all kinds of stuff together. Like I said, partnership together. They're all wolves. They hang in packs together. And so once you stop talking to them, they use one of them as a pawn, right? Talking to them in their ear. You see bloodshed right here, but here you are sitting on the throne. You king and queen of swords. Like, you're carefully vetting your thoughts, and you became wise enough to say, oh no, let me just pull out the sword. I'm not talking to none. I'm not falling for the bait and switch. That's how you ended up here, the Queen of Wands. Not only are you now pouring into yourself, that's your moon sign, but you're now finding out what your Jupiter is to count your blessings. And now that your scales have been removed from your eyes and you're grateful that you moved on from something, now you can pray for what the sacred environment looks like for you. When you're talking to people, no cell phones, no, whatever that is. No cell phones, no video cameras, no nothing. Like, the conversations are sacred, like sacred relationships with people. And at that sacred divine relationships with people, you can be meeting your person, there. Where it really is, like I said, where you're being treated as an equal in your partnerships in business and treated as an equal in love, right? So now that's what you're making room for, and that's what you're going to see on the other side. But you're closing down conversation with people who swear up and down after a drink, they don't remember what they said. Like, okay, that's an end to that. They don't remember what they said. Oh, I don't remember saying that. No. Delusional. They're not dreaming big. They just delusional, calling everybody else delusional. Saying everybody else is a wolf in sheep's clothing. That's what they're claiming. Everybody else is a wolf in sheep's clothing, right? So source is saying, yeah. So you're releasing any fear, any repressed emotion, any inner confusion. All that's gone. You don't have any inner confusion about it. You're not confused at all. Yeah. Somebody just know that nothing that you ever said to them was you definitely dealing with two types of distractions. Wearing a mask drinking problems, all kinds of stuff. So no more sitting on the fence, confused about should I reach out? Are they in crisis? Is something wrong? As far as you're concerned, hey, you can send prayers, but you're closing out the cycle. It's the last day. Close out the cycle and move on. Yep, what I say? Drinking problem. Y'all see me shuffling the cards. That's what you're dealing with. That's going to be part of their legacy. They want to ruin their liver, being shady and messy, but you back in the saddle again. Yep, that's it. Pour into you. Focus on you. Make it about you. Pour into you. Pour into you. They want to go to happy hour, get into all kinds of bar fights and brawls and all kinds of stuff. You know, doing all kinds of stuff. You don't even need to ask the motive because you already know why. You already know why. They're trying to cover up something else. They're trying to cover up something else. They got a repressed emotion about something. They're trying to release some kind of fear of something. Their secrets getting out. You know, they got all this inner confusion, right? All they do is sit around and talk trash about people. So it's just downhill. So Source is saying you are divinely protected wherever you are. You're divinely protected. Source says leave it alone. Even if your situation, you don't live in the best environment, you are divinely protected. You're protected. No matter what your situation is, you are protected. So you've already released fear. That's what this moon in reverse is. You release your fear. You release fear. They're the ones that's scared. That's something about, you know, they're scared that something about their past is going to be, you know, out. But dance around your home as if no one is watching. You have the gift of precognition. Your well of joy is within you. Your next love interest will make you happier. Let go and let God make a list of pros and cons. Their plan to disrupt your money backfired. Relax. Your laughter is medicine. Drink more water as a form of self-care. They want the best for you. Leave them behind. Journal your journey. They never stop loving you. One yes from God was all you need. Close out the cycle in love, and things are starting to flow to you like water. Somebody secretly has a crush on you. He apologizes for betraying you, but always bet on you. They have to find their own star, whoever they are. Yeah, they have to find their own star, but do the mirror work. Whoever this is still telling lies about you, but you don't care. They still talking about you practicing dark magic behind closed doors, whatever. Schedule a vacation, heart chakra cleanse, ask Source for clarity. Somebody hasn't been completely honest. You're dealing with toxic masculinity. Not your problem. Like I said before, the best you can do for them is pray for them because they have just gone down a different path. They trying to hide something else that they don't want out. But here's the thing, right? So you would be asking motive why somebody would stick somebody with something, right? You know, that could be a needle. Why would somebody stick somebody with a needle? Why would, you know, they could be on something. They could be, you know, like, it could be a whole lot of stuff that's going on, you know, there. But so it's saying get yourself away from that. Get yourself away from that. Source had to remove you from an equation. Had to remove you from a whole bunch of craziness. So if the worst people are saying about you is that you practice dark magic behind closed doors and you know that's not the truth, then trust me, thank Source. Put together your gratitude list that Source got you away from some stuff. Wherever you are watching this, thank Source that you are away from that work. I celebrate the professional level and the title that is mine by divine right. I have the strength, confidence, and focus needed to complete my work today. That's it. Find out what your Jupiter is and sit down and put together your gratitude list when you watch this video, because there's some people right now, they feel like they got to be into some very low vibrating stuff. They're operating in fear, anxiety, their subconscious. Their intuition is telling them all kinds. They don't know what to believe. They don't believe in intuition. They don't believe stuff until they see it. They're around a bunch of different types of energy. Source is saying to you. That's why I keep telling y'all. Y'all are emotionally brilliant. Y'all, that level of emotional intelligence just keep pouring into you. Some kind of a beauty ritual, or you know, some kind of a ritual for men and women, not just for women, but y'all know what I'm saying. Do something for you. Do something kind for you to take care of you, right? But if that's the worst people got to say about you is that you practice dark magic behind closed doors, at least you safe behind closed doors. Just focus on that. Luck is on your side. That's right. that is what I have for you. Thank you so much for joining me. I think that's it. I think that's it. I think that's it. Here are your questions for the moon in Sagittarius. What is your heart yearning to learn and do? Second question is, where do you want to be in 5 to 10 years? Third question is, what are the main challenges on your path to your envisioned future? Fourth question is, are there ways to solidify your foundation for taking off, perhaps saving money so that you can leave your job or learning a new skill? And then last but not least is, are you on your path? Are you on your path? There's some crazy stuff that's going on out here. And if the worst people can say is that you're into some dark magic, I'm telling you, that's outside your vault door. There's some wild stuff going on out here. And people blaming it on another type of a spirit like alcohol and this and that and fear. And the devil made them do it and all this crazy mess. So it's just saying, consider yourself for real blessed and highly favored. That is what I have for you all. So moving forward, focus on, your expansion, focus on, your blessings. That's what I have for you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.